BearsPoker.com. Send it.
Coming soon on Friday fight night, Jamie Moore steps up to international level, faces the tough Argentinian Sebastian Andres Lujan. That's Friday fight night, April the 13th, 10 o'clock on Sky Sports 2. Another title fight coming your way right now. It's the Midlands Area Welterweight title. Tyan Booth, the latest man off the Ingle production line. He's quick, he's clever, but this is his first fight past 6 rounds, a real tester for him. Darren Gethin, physically very strong, is a natural welterweight, he's conceding height and reach, comes from a boxing family. Both brothers are fighters as well.
Important contest for these two, who have travelled different paths, but they meet tonight for the Midlands welterweight title. The clever slickster Tyan Booth and the tough Darren Gethin. Good mix into a good one.
Yep, that certainly looks good on paper. Taking quite a little bit of an interest in Booth. He's developing a style that's difficult to do a lot with. I'm looking forward to, well, we have a 10-rounder tonight, so I've been looking forward to see how he copes with it over the longer distance. A couple of times in 6 rounders he's maybe faded slightly, but he's only young, he's only learning, and yep, good prospect.
He's caused upsets on the way up, Tyan Booth, often out of the away corner, but he's a good boxer with speed and reflexes, and guess where he trains? That gym on Wincobank Hill in Sheffield, possibly?
That's it, full of surprises, and I think that's what he's pulled, as many upsets as he's pulled, as many surprises. I don't think he's going to pull too many more of those. I think people know what to expect now, so we'll see if they can do anything about it. Gethin has the task tonight.
Yeah, Gethin, who's trained hard for this, will come forward and try and pressure and upset Booth's rhythm and timing. He's already got damage to the nose. He's going to have a job getting inside the long arms and reach of the 6'2.5" Booth.
Tyan Booth was actually over the 12 stone for his first professional fight, so all the way down to 10 stone 6 and a bit. So I think that proves there's nothing else. He's taking the game seriously.
Yeah, he's been keeping himself very, very busy. Booth, sparring with Junior Witter and Isham Pickering. He's a gigantic welterweight. He really is. Got to be one of the tallest around, surely.
Yeah, as you see, Gethin really banged up already. Nose bleeding, face red. The jab from Booth, very accurate.
Already he's dropping his hands. He often talks to his opponent and to us at ringside as well, Tyan Booth, during his fights. He's an enigmatic character, and he's boxing with all sorts of confidence in this opening round.
Second round, round 3.
All going sweetly for Sheffield's Tyan Booth at the moment, towering above Darren Gethin and taking the first couple of rounds. Gethin's hardly landed a telling shot. They've told him to up the pace and the work rate, and he'll try and do it.
Yeah, I think that's good advice, but I would also have told him to tighten up a little bit. He's just too wide, too easily caught as he comes forward. Needs a tighter defence. Needs to be blocking some of these punches. The uppercuts are shaking him up a little bit.
Physically strong Gethin, but he's lost 2 of his last 3. John O'Donnell outscored him and Lee Noble as well. Tough this. Has he got to take the confidence away from Booth as well? Because that's part of the secret to the Ingle fighters, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to deny them room. I mean, Booth is very good on his feet, moves around well, and as I say, he's good at nullifying up close. So sometimes the plan, it's easy to sit here and say what to do, but I'd be thinking about feinting at him, drawing leads from Booth. But Gethin is quite content to keep making the first move against a counter-puncher, and he's coming off second. We try to draw some mistakes, draw some leads, but we have to keep remembering, you know, we're at Midlands area level, it's not world titles we're looking at here.
A couple of body shots going in though from Darren Gethin, who might just feel that Booth's never been beyond 6, and he has taken a lot of weight off to make this limit. He was 11-9 last time out when he outscored Nathan Graham. Booth 10-6-2 tonight.
You see some damage in Gethin's left eye. There was a little clash of heads which he complained about, but his back's been to me since that happened, so I can't get a proper look at it yet. I'm wondering if some damage has occurred in that left eye.
Yeah, an uppercut went in from Tyan Booth shortly after that, and there is damage. Good spot, Jim. Left eye of Darren Gethin, as well as the nose, which needed a swab on it at the end of the first. Those uppercuts, he dabs the eye. He's not happy, Darren Gethin, at all.
So I think he's doing the right things in making Booth work all the time, but he's just a little bit too open. He's taken too many punches in the process. Really needs to tighten things up a bit.
It's leaking quite severely, that eye of Gethin. And Booth trying to wind up those corkscrew uppercuts. His hero was Nassim Hamad.
Sit down.
Well, Plant goes straight to work. How bad's the cut?
Well, it's not right on the bone, which is a plus, because there's every chance the next punch that lands on is going to worsen it. So it's not in the worst spot if you have to have a cut. But I don't think Gethin will be perturbed by it. I think he expects this to be a tough business. It seemed to me to be a little clash of heads, but we'll see. See Booth having that survival instinct. His head now and again is swaying all over the place. And that was the complaint there. Yep, heads just coming together there.
Round 4.
Sean Messer just had a chat with the blue corner and a long look at Darren Gethin, who has not got into this at all in the first 3 rounds. Must try and make an impression here, you feel. Huge disadvantage with reach, physical attributes, speed as well. And now cut to the left eye. It's all gone wrong for Gethin.
Well, the signs are he's beginning to make some sort of impression on Booth, but not winning anything is the problem. He's making Booth work, getting some punches home now. I still feel too open, taking too many on the way in.
He has got the experience, double the fights that Booth's had. The Sheffield-based man really still not much more than a novice, even though he's 24. Can he outman him in there, Gethin, when he's in close?
Well, the counter's not quite so sharp from Booth at this moment, so as I say, Gethin beginning to make a bit of an impression. This is maybe the most successful spell he's had.
A good jab started that off from Darren Gethin. Wouldn't have thought he'd be able to out-jab a man over 6 foot, but he did. And Booth just lost his way here in the 4th round.
Yep, he's going to have to show us here. Can he grit his teeth and just dig in there? Because this is the toughest little spell, certainly, in this fight he's had.
Maybe the toughest we've seen him yet. So many of those previous ones one-sided in Booth's favour. Good right hand from Darren Gethin.
See, that's one of Booth's problems. He pulls back away from punches, and once you've done that, there's nowhere else to go. And if the opponent throws 2 or 3 shots, you're going to be caught. So, as you said a second ago, he's only at the novice stage, which is fair enough, lot to learn. But he's looking very scrappy at the moment. Not the smooth young man we're used to seeing.
Can't get his punches off. And Gethin knuckling down and forcing his way through. And having real success here. Turning this around in the 4th. Darren Gethin, all credit to him after what he's been through in the first 3. His face a bloody mask, but a real effort and a smile from Darren Gethin. Well, they asked for pace and work rate, and finally he got through.
Yep, but he started making an impression in the previous round, but couldn't make it pay. But he certainly did here, getting close. Booth's defences are not as good, his reflexes maybe not as sharp as they were, so he's been caught full-blooded, and he's not really used to that, hasn't really learned how to cope with that yet.
You listening? Training you've done, all you've got to do is just front it out. You don't just stand up in front of him and stiff jab him.
He won't get past it, Tyan. He's catching your jab, right?
You're giving him encouragement, lolling about.
Yeah, don't.
Looking hard done to.
Right, so don't, Tyan. You've got to start digging in there with this kid and control it.
Dominic Ingle in one ear, John Ingle, Dominic's brother, in the other. They're worried. All this training you've done, make it pay. Here's the 5th round. Trying to get that jab set again. But Darren Gethin, well, he'll surely try and fight like a man possessed. He complains about that.
The head's coming together again. I mean, Booth, he does swing his head about. I'm not saying he's not butting intentionally, but the upper body movement, we're going to see a lot of head clashes in his fights, I think, and maybe he'll come off worse than some of them, but tonight it's been Gethin.
And that speedy jab, that positive ring confidence that Tyan Booth had in the early 2 or 3 rounds seems to have slipped away.
I think maybe the referee will be having a chat with Booth quite soon. He's holding and hitting up close. Gethin obviously prepared just to let the punches flow. It's not all that cultured, but as I say, it's beginning to become effective.
Timeout,
Oh, well,
Sean Messer.
This may be the time. There's both of them. Well, it's the heads that are what he's worried about. I thought might have been the holding of Booth.
Smoothness gone out of Booth. Gethin backing him up and whipping in these body shots. Neither man a big puncher by any stretch of the imagination. One knockout apiece. But you just never know what will happen to Booth in the latter half of this, because he's not been there before.
And this is actually the tough part of the 10-rounder. It's not the last couple of rounds as people imagine. It's the halfway stage. When it's been tough, it's getting tougher, and you still have the same distance to go again. And that's the situation Booth's in at the moment. I think he was a little bit worried about the 10 rounds. Maybe a little bit more worried now. Gethin still setting that same pace.
Come on, Dad.
Not an ounce on the body of Booth either. Trained himself down to welterweight, and this pressure of Darren Gethin is really making life uncomfortable for Booth. Left hand, and Booth in some trouble here.
Well, if Gethin can keep this pace going for at least another round, there's a good chance this fight could be in the bag for him, because Booth is sagging here. He doesn't quite have the experience to cope with what's coming at him, and I think he's running out of ideas.
You've hit the nail on the head, the experience. Is this a step too far for Tyan Booth? It all started so brightly, but it was all going horribly wrong. Arms down, doesn't really know what to do now, and Gethin is just ploughing away. 20 seconds left of the 5th.
I mean, what an effort from Darren Gethin here. This is phenomenal. Booth, as I say, sagging is the word. Looks as though he has nothing left. Good uppercut.
Good work from Darren Gethin. And a terrible round for Tyan Booth, who looks utterly shattered. Gum shield out, can hardly get back to his corner.
Listen, Tyan, listen to what I'm telling you. You want me to pull you out? All right, when you stand up, you've got 3 rounds. You need to win them, Tyan. Hey, listen to me. Be pissing about. He's only coming at you because you're looking tired. You've bust his face up, you've cut his face up, and you're just tip-tapping him. Hey, listen to me. You've got to start winning these next 3 rounds. Throw straight shots at him, Tyan. Come on there.
Bang, bang.
Don't be throwing it away. Stand up. Come
Fascinating insight there. He's actually got 4 rounds. I think they've lost count in all the drama.
Either that or he doesn't want to tell him it's 4.
Yep, could be the old psychology. Experienced corner, the Ingles. They've read in what might be the last riot act. Can Tyan Booth turn this around? It was all going so well for him in the first 2.5 rounds. But Darren Gethin is stuck with the task. See how much they both want this Midlands welterweight title. Might only be a minor one. Important to them.
Yeah, well, I think Gethin's already proved how much he wants it. He has never stopped coming forward. I mean, he must be feeling the pace as well.
After 3 rounds, you would not have given Darren Gethin a chance. After 5, you can hardly give Tyan Booth one. Here's the 7th. What happens next? Good undercard fight here.
No snap whatsoever in Booth's punch. He's just pawing with his arms. Gethin tired too, but at least he has the momentum of coming forward. Getting a bit of power into these swings of his.
Almost looks like he's in a spar, Tyan Booth. Just trying to keep up with a heavier man. Remember, Gethin's only won 7 of 21. This is a great effort from the Walsall stalwart.
Yep, Gethin, I think at long last he's beginning to feel a bit of a struggle. I think maybe he felt for the last couple of rounds, Booth was on his way out of there. He's still there, so now he's going to have to suck it up as well. There's that smile every time he takes a shot.
The right hand from Booth going in. Rare success in this middle part of the fight. The furthest Tyan Booth has been in a professional contest. He's really hanging in, digging in.
We're actually seeing, because now that the pace is slowed, we're seeing a bit more technique, believe it or not, from Gethin. Moving from side to side as he goes forward, getting his chin down. Oh, a lovely punch.
Uppercut from Gethin. Blue corner getting excited alongside us. Crowd must be loving this. Decent tear up, isn't it?
It certainly is, and all Gethin has to do is exactly what he's been doing. Just stay on this fellow, don't give him a breather. There's no snap in Booth's punches, so Gethin can take all the chances he likes.
The lock-in.
Round 9.
Side, start bringing them up, Tyan. Come on.
6 minutes left, Midlands welterweight title. Jawed Khalik, Wally Swift Senior, Larry, Paul, Costas, Petru all held this belt. It may not be the most prestigious, it means a great deal to these 2 competitors. The black of Darren Gethin, the red of Tyan Booth, who's been hanging on for the last few rounds and maybe well behind on Sean Messer's card.
Couple of nice little body shots from Gethin at the start of this round, which is also good policy. Obviously, Booth is going to produce his best work at the beginning of the rounds now, before the pace gets to him again.
Gethin has been 10 rounds before when he beat Simon Sherrington at the end of last year. And could that just be the difference? That he's been there and done it, and Tyan Booth hasn't.
Yeah, also the fact, I mean, he's happy to be here. He's enjoying this. This is exactly his kind of fight. Booth is the one who does not enjoy doing business like this. Full credit, he's coping with it well. showing loads of spirit, but it's Gethin's kind of fight.
He's taken his lumps and bumps and applied steady, pretty serious pressure on Booth, who again is on the back foot and has no answer, Jim.
I'm just amazed at the way Booth's defences have completely scattered. He's usually so difficult to catch in fights, but usually then he's dealing on his reflexes. But when you're tired, the reflexes have gone.
I mean, 3 or 4 rounds ago, Dominic Ingle was threatening to pull him out. Do you think they could have done?
No, there's no reason to do that, because I mean, he's hanging on in there, and even if this goes against him, it's nice for a kid to know that he can tough it out when he has to tough it out. If you pull him out just because it's getting tough, then it's as though you're saying to the kid, no, you're not strong enough, you're not hard enough for this game. So it's right to leave him in there, and he's still in it. Just because we have Gethin in front doesn't mean the referee does. Although I'll be surprised.
Quite right. It might be taking a good deal out of him, this. Tyan Booth. Gethin is just constant. Keeps coming. He's fighting as though it's his world title night, Darren Gethin. It's a marvellous display. And he thoroughly deserves this Midlands welterweight title if he carries this through to the final bell.
I mean, Booth is really just pot-shotting now and again, keeping himself in the action. Another great effort from Gethin.
Lovely round, son. You've made it yours now. Don't let it go.
Slow everything down now. Come on, slow the breathing down.
Last round, son. Big last round now, got me?
And the calm, composed corner of Errol Johnson and Bob Plant.
Yep, they don't want anything to change. They've got a fighter here who's prepared to give everything, and that's what he's been doing, and I'm sure that's what he'll do in the last round.
Fight will get stopped. Do you understand? You've made a mistake, you haven't got a mark on you. You've got to use your jab. You're fighting with kids, just jab and move, bang, bang, and stab him through the middle. Just pop, pop, bang, pop, pop, bang. That's all you've got to do with him. All he's doing is this. Do you understand? You're missing with everything. You're going boom, 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 boom. Just go boom, boom, bang. You've got to go and knock this kid out. Listen to me, Tyan. You've got to straight to referee afterwards, but you've got to fight this round. Don't let him give you nothing. And when you dip to body, whack him into the body with
All the
right
talk
hand.
of Dominic Ingle, Tyan Booth knows he needs a knockout. Final round. Good, honest Midlands welterweight title clash in this 10 stone 7 division. Sweat-stained trunks of these two, and you've got Darren Gethin in a handy lead.
Yep, 3 points up, as you can see. Booth needing a knockout, and he's only had one already, and absolutely no signs whatsoever that he's going to produce one tonight.
Gritty effort though from Booth, trying to plant his feet, get in the shots, but too little, too late. It might be. Just bulldozed him at times, Gethin too.
Just will not be denied. I mean, every round, even the rounds that were going against someone who's been caught with full-blooded shots on the way in, never gave up, just kept going as though eventually he felt things were going to turn, and they certainly have. Worked so hard for everything he's achieved tonight in this fight.
Sometimes a fighter just won't be denied. We saw Barry Morrison put a terrific effort in to beat Lenny Dawes for the British light welterweight title earlier in the year. Just wanted it so much and dragged out the best performance of his career. And I think in his 22nd fight, Darren Gethin has done the same sort of thing. Less ability maybe, but look at what he's accomplished here.
Yeah, he's just given every little ounce that he's had. Hasn't held anything back, and we're talking every round here. Not a grandstand finish in the last half minute of rounds. Every second of every round, he's pulled out his back.
Right hand, down goes Tyan Booth, won't get up from that. The fight will surely be called off by Sean Messer, who is counting, but Tyan Booth is out. The fight is over. It's a big, big, big win. A career best performance for Darren Gethin, who becomes the Midlands welterweight champion. But we just wait while Tyan Booth is being tended to, because that was a heavy fall after a particularly hard fight for the Sheffield 24-year-old. The tide turned a few rounds ago, and he has been struggling.
Yeah, well, commiserations, Adam. We don't like to see young fighters suffering. There's everything going well, suddenly bad night and a tough night, and one punch seems to take it all away from them. We won't get too many chances to rave about this guy here. Wonderful performance from start to finish, would not be denied, would not stop coming forward. So full credit to Darren Gethin. He deserves the success he's achieved tonight, and we can see how delighted he is. Feel a bit sorry for Booth that he didn't actually finish, didn't see that the 10 rounds out, because he certainly tried hard enough. But tremendous night for Darren Gethin.
Nasty fall for Tyan Booth, who's being tended to in Gethin's own corner.
I mean, probably that was the same right hand he's been taking all the way through the fight, but we're at the stage now he's exhausted. The punch resistance not quite the same. That just took everything from him.
Darren Gethin is the new Midlands welterweight champion, thoroughly deserved.
Well, Darren, a terrific come-from-behind victory. How pleasing was that win?
Very pleasing, very pleasing. Worked hard for it, and I'm glad to come out of the belt.
You were outboxed early, and you also cut. How did you keep your self-belief? Because it looked over in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, look, he looked pretty sharp on the jab, like, and I knew he was going to keep on jabbing me and moving and that. But I just knew I just had to walk him down, just keep on going to him. I knew he lost a lot of weight, and that paid off for me.
How soon could you feel him tiring?
From the 3rd round. Yeah, I could see him blowing, and that's when I knew I had to keep on pressuring him. I knew I had the stamina. The trainers kept on telling me, just keep on pressuring him. They knew I could do it, and I've done it.
Well, Glenn, was that a case of Darren Gethin just seizing the opportunity with both hands?
I think it is, because Booth started well, and I think Gethin could have just went into the role as a loser and a journeyman, but he didn't do that. He went there, positive attitude, positive mind, and he went to try and walk him down, kept the pressure on, and eventually he got through. Got a very good stoppage, but he just had far too much stamina.
Johnny, you've been in the gym with Tyan Booth. What went so wrong for him there?
I know this kid, and this kid's he's a strong character. For him, this was a big deal. He's boxing his first 10-rounder for a Midlands Area title. He was taken out of his comfort zone. Everything then becomes an issue, from the pace to the weight to the pressure of the fight, and I just think everything was just too much for him.
Can he come back from that?
He can come
welterweight
back
again or not?
I wouldn't do it at welterweight. He's a strong enough character to come back from it. We saw in the fight, he was shattered from round 4, and still his guts and his heart took him through to the back end of the fight. So he can come back from this.